Political science does not merely observe power, it classifies it, isolating three ideal types, and each of them lives in history according to its own distinct logic. The first type is individualized power. It is exercised by a single person and depends entirely on their personal qualities. Ancient Greek tyrants achieved supreme status through their own exploits. Courage, the ability to lead people, and the capacity to precisely measure one's strength against an opponent played the decisive role here. Later, Machiavelli added other qualities to this portrait: agility, cunning, and the ability to achieve a goal by any means, regardless of moral restrictions. Yet, power of this type possesses a fundamental weakness. It is discontinuous. It lacks clear legal boundaries. When a ruler who firmly and universally embodies power dies, a period of crisis typically follows. Interregnum, turbulence, because such leadership is almost impossible to replicate in a successor. Power here rests upon an individual, and man is mortal. The second type is institutionalized power. Political thinkers long sought a way to make the exercise of power continuous. Political institutions and the state machinery serve precisely this purpose. And here, a fundamental shift occurs. If the source of power resides not in people, but in principles or institutions, then these principles and institutions can be limited. It is from this very concept that the ideas of natural human rights were born. It becomes possible to establish rules and mechanisms for the transfer of power, typically in three primary ways: by inheritance, through legal regulations in order of hierarchical succession, and by a constitution through the mechanism of elections. Institutionalized power is in essence the modern state. Yet, the abstract power of institutions does not remain abstract. It becomes embodied in concrete individuals. This brings us to the third ideal type, personified power. Recently, the personal factor in governance has been intensifying. To a significant degree, this is linked to the advent of the television era and later the internet. Previously, the relationship between the governed and the governors was predominantly impersonal. Many did not even know what their ruler looked like. With the development of mass communication, politicians entered the private lives of citizens. Their views are sometimes better known to people than the opinions of their neighbors or colleagues. The distance between power and the masses has narrowed. Those in power ceased to be gods and appeared as living people endowed by their fellow citizens with special authorities and functions. A phenomenon emerged that has been termed the state of the spectacle. The aura of governance became subject to erosion. Three types, three logics. The hero who rules by the force of personality and dies along with his power. The institution that rules by principle and outlives any ruler. And the persona that rules by image and exists as long as that image remains convincing. In theory, these structures are sterile, yet real-world practice is always more complex. Within it, these three faces continuously blend, overlapping one another within a single state, a single political regime, and even a single human destiny. The question is not which type of power existed in history. The question is what proportion of these forces controls you right now? Through whom exactly do you submit today? A person, an institution, or an image?